Season 3, Episode 16, Ravioli's Girlfriend, Maternal Instinct. Three scientists, Papaia, Banani, and Ravioli, and their assistant Igor, who work at E16, start showing an interest in creationism. Their superiors, worried, send them to a psychologist, Professor Fagioli, a shady character determined to get them fired by making them look insane. We are in Professor Fagioli's office, where Ravioli is undergoing evaluation. Fagioli, here in your file, Ravioli, it says you're single. Tell me, how's your love life? Ravioli, not great. Unfortunately, women like guys who are rich, mature, and preferably muscular and fit. Fagioli, well, honestly, if this were a test, you would have scored 0 points. Ravioli, but once I did find a girl who was interested in me. Fagioli, surprised. Really? Ravioli, yes, and when I realized it, she made the same face you're making right now. Fagioli, she was probably a little crazy. Besides, you're selfish and childish. What other type of woman would want a relationship with you? Ravioli, thanks for the compliments, Professor, but probably it was because of her maternal instinct. Fagioli, you never know with crazy people. Wait a second, that's my job. Fagioli thinks for a moment, then scribbles something down. Fagioli, all right, go on. Ravioli, we started dating. I felt like I was living a dream. You know, she was also beautiful and fit. Fagioli, yeah, but it didn't end well, did it? Ravioli, how did you figure that out? Fagioli, it's easy. Your file still says single. Igor later commented, Ravioli says he had a girlfriend who appreciated him for who he was. Ravioli also thinks it was because of the maternal instinct his childish behavior inspired in her. No, Ravioli, you were wrong. It's because the girl had lost her glasses. How funny. Savedblog.com. Pizzas in your face. Three scientists, Papaia, Banani, and Ravioli, and their assistant Igor, who work at E16, start showing an interest in creationism. Their superiors, worried, send them to a psychologist, Professor Fagioli, a shady character determined to get them fired by making them look insane. We are in Professor Fagioli's office, where Ravioli is undergoing evaluation. Ravioli was telling the story of when he had found a girlfriend. Fagioli, okay, this sounds hilarious. I mean, interesting. Please, go on. How did it end? Ravioli, sadly. In the end, she dumped me. Fagioli, why am I not surprised by this plot twist? Ravioli, everything was going fine. Until one day I invited her to a restaurant. Fagioli, and you made her pay the bill? Ravioli, no, it was because of a piece of pizza. Fagioli, astonished. What? We flash back to that evening. Scene. The Test of Love restaurant, the Galactic Oven. Ravioli is sitting at a romantic table for two, lit by a candle. He's wearing a shirt that's way too tight, clearly bought back in middle school. In front of him, a huge steaming pizza. Across from him, his girlfriend, elegant and smiling. Girlfriend, this is such a special evening, Ravioli. Thank you for bringing me here. Ravioli, don't mention it. When it comes to food, when it comes to you, I spare no expense. Girlfriend, giggling. How sweet. You know, there's something I've been wanting to ask you for a while. Ravioli, attentive. Shoot, I'm all ears. And pizza, present. Girlfriend, can I have a piece of your pizza? Ravioli freezes. His face tenses. A bead of sweat runs down his temple. Ravioli, piece? Of my asterisk pizza? Girlfriend, yes, just one bite. I promise I'll leave you alone afterward. Ravioli hugs the plate like it's a puppy. Ravioli, but it's the part with the most mozzarella, see? It's perfectly balanced. If I take it off, the whole pizza loses its meaning. Girlfriend, surprise. So, you don't want to share it? Ravioli, bursting out. It's not that I don't want asterisk too. It's pizza. There are sacred things in life. Girlfriend, coldly. I see. So for you, a pizza is more important than me? Ravioli, without thinking. Well, at least pizza doesn't ask me to change it. Silence. The girlfriend looks at him as if she just witnessed a documentary about an extinct animal. Girlfriend, now I understand. It wasn't maternal instinct. It was pity. She stands up. With an elegant but decisive move, she grabs a slice of pizza and slams it into his face. Girlfriend, goodbye, Ravioli. She exits the scene with dignity. Ravioli remains seated, face covered in mozzarella and tomato sauce. Slowly, he licks one cheek. Ravioli. Margarita. At least the mozzarella didn't go to waste. Camera zooms in on Ravioli, alone at the table. A candle flickers. In the background, a very sad lo-fi violin version of O Sole Mio plays. When Igor heard about it, he commented, Ravioli got dumped by his girlfriend over a piece of pizza. No, it's not his fault, like you might think. It was all a misunderstanding from the start. In fact, the girlfriend had never realized that when Ravioli talked about the love of his life, he was actually referring to buffalo mozzarella. How funny. SavedBlog.com. Transported sand. 3 scientists, Papaia, Banani, and Ravioli, and their assistant Igor, who work at E16, start showing an interest in creationism. Their superiors, worried, send them to a psychologist, Professor Fagioli, a shady character determined to get them fired by making them look insane. We are in Professor Fagioli's office, where Ravioli is undergoing evaluation. Meanwhile, Papaia and Banani continue their conversation about the book Banani found in his garage, which belonged to his grandfather, and talks about the geological evidence of Noah's flood. Papaia, what other evidence do we have? Banani, the thick sandstone layers found around the world. Do you know what that means? Papaia, sandstone? That's hardened sand, right? Banani, exactly. Sandstone forms when sand gets compacted and turns into rock. But the question is, where did all that sand come from? The answer seems to be that this sand didn't come from just one place, but was transported by enormous amounts of water. Papaia. So you're saying that water traveled across entire continents, like some kind of global river? Banani. Exactly. Geological evidence shows that in certain areas, the sand isn't native. It was transported by waters that surrounded the whole planet. A global flood, like the one described in the book, could explain it. Massive amounts of water eroded the land, moving the sand and depositing it in layers that we can still find today. Papaia. Incredible. I never would have thought there was so much solid evidence behind something that sounds like just a legend. And yet, if the sand is everywhere, it means the water had tremendous force. Banani. Exactly. These sandstone layers were created by a cataclysm of global proportions. Igor. Today we find sand all over the world, even where it shouldn't be, because of a massive cataclysm that spread it everywhere. Kind of like Banani's blunders. They pile up everywhere, and they're unstoppable. And just like sand compacts into rock, Banani's face gets tougher and tougher. And geologically embarrassing. How funny. Thanks for watching. SavedBlog.com